One of 7 brothers, Suarez was brought up in a poor part of Montevideo. He started playing football almost as soon as he could walk and honed his skills on the streets of the country's capital.
Obviously, the memories of my childhood revolve around playing football in the street. I remember playing by myself, and I remember playing with my friends. We didn't have goalposts or boots back then, but when I look back, those memories are beautiful ones that I will have forever. And those memories will be very familiar ones for so many people who grew up over here in Uruguay. I used to play football in my school shoes. I couldn't say to my father or my mother, "I want some football boots." My mother would just say, "Use the shoes you've got. That's all you're getting. Use the same ones that you wear for school. Those are what you have, and you've got to make do."
Like children all over South America, a young Luis dreamed of stardom on the football pitch. Growing up, one person who was never far from his side was his best friend, Leonardo Illich.
This is the place where Luis and I loved to play football. We'd set up goals with some stones and would play with rolled up pieces of paper. Even back then, playing with balls of paper, you could see that Luis was good and that he could play. He's always been a funny guy and he's always loved his music. I see him still as my boyhood friend, and for me, he's just a friend. People always ask me, "What's Luis like?" And I say, he's just a regular, down-to-earth guy who cares for his friends and family. He values them a lot.
When he was 14, Suarez joined the youth team system of Nacional, one of Uruguay's biggest clubs. The scouts at Nacional immediately identified him as a player who had the ability to go all the way in the game.
I'm a Nacional fan, and I think that Nacional and Peñarol are the 2 biggest teams in Uruguay. And as you'd expect from a fan of Nacional, I believe that they are the best team there is. If I put my family home aside, I think Nacional was my first home. I learned everything there. They taught me so much. I'll be forever grateful to all the people at the club who helped me. Thanks to them, I've gone on to achieve more than I thought was possible.
One man who helped shape Luis's early career was Daniel Enriquez, Nacional's technical director. However, even at a young age, controversy was never far from Suarez. At 15, he headbutted a referee during a game and was punished heavily. It was only his prodigious talent, which saw him score 17 goals in one youth team match, that saved him from being kicked out of his beloved Nacional.
Luis was spotted early. He was in a group of about 50 to 60 kids who are the best youngsters in the country. Our aim with young players is to have them work with coaches, fitness trainers and psychologists. After 2 to 3 years, the best turned professional with the club.
In 2005, an 18-year-old Suarez made his debut for Nacional. That season, his 10 goals in 27 games helped the team win the league. Suarez remains a hugely popular figure with all at the club, including groundsman Jorge Cardoso, who's been at Nacional for over 20 years.
Little Luis always stood out because of his personality, his professionalism, and his sheer love and passion for football. He's a good guy. He was always very respectful towards his coaches. It was obvious to everyone who saw him play that he was going to become a really great player. And look at him now. I can remember him running out of the tunnel here, and he just had a star quality about him. The fans loved him. Little Luis was always a big favourite with the Nacional fans. They loved singing his name, and I remember on more than one occasion, fans coming up to him and saying, "Little Luis, you're going to be a very famous player one day." In fact, we all told him that.
In 2006, Luis's talents came to the attention of scouts from the Dutch Eredivisie club Groningen. For any budding South American star, the opportunity to play in Europe is one that's not to be passed up, and Suarez had an additional motive in wanting a move to Europe.
Getting transferred to Europe was what I wanted. It's an unusual story. My girlfriend, who is now my wife, had gone to live in Barcelona. We'd been apart for 2 years, but we were in love and we wanted to be together. I didn't really care where I went, I just wanted to be closer to her.
He spoke with my mother at length, and he told her that he would like me to move over to Holland to be with him. He was only 19 at the time. He was in a foreign land, and he'd never left Uruguay before. It was a new country with new customs to get used to, and on top of that, there was also a new language to try to get to grips with. He couldn't really deal with all of that on his own, and so my mother gave him the okay for me to make the move to be with him.
His time at Groningen was brief, but was classic Suarez. With the goals came the disciplinary problems. In one 5-game stretch, he scored 4 goals, but received 3 yellow cards and 1 red.
Being at Groningen helped me to adapt to Europe and to European football. I soon learnt that European football is completely different to Uruguayan football. The way you train and the way you live is completely different too. So looking back, Groningen was an important move for me, and I don't regret it. They were another good team who helped me to improve as a footballer.
In 2007, Suarez moved again, but not too far. Dutch giants Ajax signed him for a little under €8 million. The opportunity to play for the 4-time European Cup winners and the pioneers of total football was something that the Uruguayan relished.
For me, Ajax are the biggest and best team in Holland. Some really great players have emerged from the club. It was a big step in my career. In fact, it was where I made my name. I became Luis Suarez, the well-known footballer. Ajax gave me everything. I grew, I improved in areas that I couldn't imagine improving in. In footballing terms, they gave me everything. I learned just about everything there is to know there.
In January 2011, he joined English side Liverpool for €26.5 million.
It was all a very intense period until it was confirmed. There were calls to me, my agent, the people at Ajax, the people at Liverpool to confirm the transfer. The truth is that it was incredible. I'd always dreamt of playing for a big European club, and I think that Liverpool is a really historic club. I mean, just look at the fact that when you're a kid playing PlayStation, you can play as Liverpool. You don't imagine you will ever actually do so for real. We always dream about being Premier League champions, but we know it's a very difficult league to win. It's very competitive and lots of teams want to become champions. But I think we have a squad of quality. We trust our manager, we trust our teammates. We have the ability. I think Liverpool certainly aims to finish the season in the Champions League positions. And there's always that dream, the little dream, about actually winning the Premier League.